Hey y'all, it's Jasmine from Jazz Up Your Wanderlust. Today I want to talk to you about how to use the 5 love languages in your long distance relationship. First off, what are the 5 love languages? Well, the 5 love languages is a book written by Dr. Gary Chapman. And in the book, he talks about different ways your partner and you give and receive love. And it's important to know the way you give and receive love because it helps you to communicate with your partner a lot better. So what exactly are the different love languages? You have receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch. I provided you a link below so that way you can take the quiz on your own, you and your partner can take it together and really learn what your dominant love language is. Of course, with all the love languages, you can kind of respect and appreciate, but you have your dominant one. So for me, my love languages are quality time and physical touch. Luckily, my snowman, his love languages are also quality time, physical touch. So it makes our communication a lot easier because we understand better how to give and receive love to one another. But if you and your partner don't have the same love language, there's nothing to worry about. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn how to give and receive love to our partner in our long distance relationships. So the first one, receiving gifts. Let me first just start off with gifts don't have to be expensive. And let's be real, long distance relationships are pretty expensive. And you should always financially prioritize the meetups because if you don't have meetups in your long distance relationship, you're not going to know who that person really is. Yeah, you can be on the phone with them, talk to them all the time, but meetups are super important. Save up your money for that. And also realize that time together in a long distance relationship is a gift. Of course, there's other ways to give gifts without spending so much money. They can be found, created, or bought. The price tag isn't really what's important behind this. It's more about the time and the effort you put into the gift process for your partner. And if your partner's love language is receiving gifts, it's really important for you to be on top of birthdays, anniversaries, and special events too. You want to be on top of those because if you aren't, your partner is gonna, can feel a little bit of oh, they forgot about me. I guess I'm not as important. So give gifts on important days. Don't forget. All right, the next one is quality time. Again, it's a little hard in long distance relationships to do quality time because you're dealing with your own personal lives. You're dealing with time differences. You're dealing with life. Let's be real. So how do you create that quality time in your long distance relationship? Well, you have dates. My snowman and I, we set out a weekend every month, once a month, where we have a video call and we have dates and we just spend time together on these dates. A lot of times we cook the same dish together or make the same meal. We can also watch a movie, play drinking games. And another way he and I spend quality time together is we just sit around in a call. I know that sounds so weird to just be on a call with someone not actively doing anything together, but just knowing that person is there. I really enjoy it because it's like if you were here and we were just hanging out. He'd be doing his own thing on his computer and I'd probably be watching anime or doing my own thing on my computer, or just doing our own things, but being together is enough to satisfy that quality time love language for us. Next is words of affirmation. This one is a little easier to do in a long distance relationship because you can, send texts throughout the day to your partner, letting them know how special they are to you. Words of affirmation, it's really important that you let your partner know how much you care about them. And you can't fall into this word of, oh, well, I told them that one time that I cared. Shouldn't they always just know that I care? No, you gotta keep telling them because that's how they receive love. They receive it through your words. They want to hear how awesome you think they are, how much you love them, and how much you want to be with them, and how excited you are to meet them in person. So like I said, you can do this with text, writing letters, emails, send them a meme. Like there's so many different ways to get your message across and your love for your partner. Acts of service. With the acts of service love language, it's important to help your partner out when they're in need. A great way to show acts of service in your long distance relationship is set an alarm for your partner. Say they have to wake up mad early the next morning. You can set an alarm, call them, help them wake up, and that just shows like how much like you're willing to be there and support them when they need help in their life. Another great way to show acts of service is learning to cook your partner's favorite meal. Whoever said food is the way to a person's heart, I firmly believe it. If my snowman learned how to make mac and cheese, I would probably be the happiest person in the world. I mean, here it makes you really happy, but like that would be awesome. Mac and cheese. Yes. And the last one we have is physical touch. Now, physical touch seems to be kind of impossible in a long distance relationship. And a lot of times too, people get the wrong idea about physical touch. They feel like it's something sexual when it's not. It's just literally like receiving a touch, like to let someone know like, yo, I'm there for you. Like all my friends know I'm a hugger. I need a hug. It is like month 3 in this pandemic and your girl hasn't had a hug, and it's catching up. I need hugs. But like there are ways you can still show this physical touch love language. One of my favorite ways to do it is like sleeping in a call together. And I know this kind of like borders with quality time, but it's because y'all are both like together, sleeping in a bed, in a call. It feels like, that they are next to you. Like you can hear them breathing on the phone or snoring. You can hear him snoring on the phone. And it feels like he's there. And I really love sleeping on the phone with him. It makes me very happy. Another way you can show physical touch or feel your partner in a long distance relationship is, steal their hoodie. Next time you have a meetup, just take it. Just take their hoodie. Or like what my snowman and I do is on the last day, I typically take one of his t-shirts and I give him one of mine. So that way, like, we have each other's scent. Like, I know that sounds super creepy and weird, but it's very comforting, like, later on after he leaves and I'm back in my apartment by myself, like, to have something with his scent, because it makes it feel like he's still there and that there won't be a long wait until we see each other again. So there you have it. The 5 love languages is a really great way to learn how to better communicate with your partner and how to let them know the ways that you want to be loved. And I feel like that if you're able to communicate that stuff, it's easier to feel connected despite the distance. And it's easier to talk about things in general. So like I said before, check out that link below to figure out what your love language is. And you can check out my blog. I have posts on each love language and like different ways you can show your love in a long distance relationship based on that love language. Let me know what your love language is in the comments below and some of the tips that you have in your long distance relationship. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Have a great one.